Congratulations. We are delighted to inform you that you have been admitted to Scholomance Academy. Please accept our congratulations for this outstanding achievement. Within the lofty halls of this prestigious academy, the mostly good headmaster Kel'Thuzad is here to guide the next generation of greats, from warlocks to warriors and everything in between. If knowledge is truly power, then the students of Scholomance are armed for greatness. We encourage the pursuit of double majors and offer a plethora of crossover studies. Whatever your ambition, Scholomance has the training grounds to suit your needs. Just don't venture beneath the school grounds. There's no need to see what Kel'Thuzad and the Cult of the Damned are stirring up down there. Welcome to Scholomance Academy. Hail to thee, O Scholomance, the magical school of Yore. Your legacy of glory shines. May thee stand forevermore. I am Avanties. I will be your Smug Senior on this tour of Scholomance Academy. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Zerotio.
You know, that cloak would look so much better on me than it would you. Just saying. That was creative. I like that. That was nice.
That was actually the welcome letter to Scholomance that I received from Blizzard. So thank you, Blizzard, for sending this. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm not jealous. You're jealous.
Even has the wax seal with the Scholomance.
Nice. You know, that's something that gets glossed over a lot, and to our listeners, I'm super excited for this week's show. But one thing I want to talk about real quick before we get into the show proper is Blizzard's done a good job with community. They've been handing out a lot of pack offers and giveaways for other podcasts, and we've said before they don't give podcasts enough love. But I know Legend of the Innkeeper, Coin Concede, of course, The Angry Chicken, a lot of other shows have gotten a lot of help. And, of course, Avanties was given a care package from Blizzard Team 5 to the show. To you know, I'm going to pretend it's partially mine, too.
Absolutely.
I'll come over and wear the Vans when you're not looking. But they've done a good job, especially during this pandemic, and we can't do firesides, of just giving back to the community. And they gave back to us this week with the new set, Scholomance Academy.
Oh, it's so good.
And I know we're going to talk about it at the top of the show here, but this might be the most fun I've had for a new set release ever.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to pull the hood back here. This is absolutely, I have to say, the most fun I've had with a set probably since Knights of the Frozen Throne. I absolutely loved everything about the Knights of the Frozen Throne set, and this just brings back all of that fun that I had at that point in time, and I'm so excited to actually log in and play games in Hearthstone right now.
Yeah, and the set came out August the 6th, so if you're listening, this is probably Monday the 10th of August.
Mm-hmm.
Since August the 6th through to today, the 9th, I have played 249 games of Hearthstone.
Wow. That is amazing.
And I started out with a winning record. And quickly, through memeing and lots of other fun-having type decks,
mm-hmm.
I'm actually 124 and 125, so I'm one game under 50%. So And it's funny because usually you have that day one deck that's the best deck.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the day two deck and it's the best deck. And then you start getting interminglings. But honestly, it has changed over and over and
Yeah,
over.
there was like
Everybody hated
14
Druid.
good day one decks.
Everybody hated Druid. Everybody hated Paladin. Everybody hated Priest. Everybody hated uh there was one more that was Mage. Everybody loved the new Shaman. Everybody loved the new Warlock, which means it's like top tier 2. It's fun to play, but not necessarily the best win rate. According to HS Replay, Pure Paladin is the best deck, but the the classes just under them are beating Paladin consistently. So I think this is probably the most balanced opening weekend we've had. There were some cards that we thought was going to be, nerfed today.
Overpowering.
Yeah, nerf it today, like Lightning Bloom. And while it is very powerful, and I did get turn 1 Guardian Animals against a Druid. He Lightning Bloom, Innervate, Coin, Guardian Animaled me on turn 1.
Wow.
But it's inconsistent. That's not the norm.
Right.
And yeah, there's these OTK decks that are when it pulls off, it feels bad to lose against them. But again, it's not the norm.
It's inconsistent.
And I like that. I like that there's a reward for playing an inconsistent deck that's good. The Mozaki Mage kind of reminds me of Shutterwalk on day 1. You have 30 minutes worth of animations and you can't hit concede because you're dead. It's just so much fun to me, even if I'm losing. I'm just flabbergasted how well they pulled this off, and dual class cards feel great.
Yeah.
So I've given kind of all my thoughts.
Dual class cards just settled right into the deck builds like they'd always been there.
Yeah, and to me, it's not like everybody was focusing on the fact that they're dual class. Well, they're dual class. They have to do this and they have to do this, and their total worth in being one card that can be played in 2 classes. But I see them as 2 cards that you only have to get once.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, it might be better in Paladin than Warrior or vice versa. And there's a few that are good in both classes, but honestly, I try to evaluate them individually on what class I'm using them in.
Yeah.
And I thought it would kind of bridge the gap between the classes, and there was a little worry that class identity would kind of be a gray line, and that just hasn't happened. That's a good thing. That to me, that's a good thing. So the dual classes, the double majors they like to call them, has done its job in kind of giving you more tools in your toolbox. It's really neat to see 3 class legendaries in each class instead of 2 like we normally do. So it feels like I've gotten more cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, how much have you been able to play?
So actually, I've played quite a bit. I on launch day. So I had bought the Mega Bundle.
Yeah.
And I opened all of my packs during a pre-release last weekend. And then, of course, I opened my 5 golden packs here on the show last Sunday. If you guys want to check that out, you can go watch last weekend's show. And then on launch day, I had enough gold to buy like 25 more packs. So I picked up another 25 packs in gold, and didn't really get anything out of it, but I did have enough to start playing Druid.
And Druid's good right now.
Druid is in an interesting spot right now. So basically, I built Malagos Spellburst with Forest Warden Omu.
Ooh.
And that was the deck I was playing during the pre-show that you helped me with when we were kind of working together. But yeah, basically, it's a lot of fun. I can't really quantify how much I enjoy the spell burst mechanic now that I've had a few days to play with it.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Spellburst. I thought it was gonna be a one and done thing, and you really won't get much use out of it other than a one shot. It's like, is it any better than a battle cry? And I was pleasantly surprised because some of those Spellbursts, it's basically free value if you can time it right.
Yeah.
And I personally been playing mainly, well, of my 249 games. 83 of them have been Paladin, and I'm 46 and 37 with it. And Paladin right now is in a really good spot. And everybody's like, pure Libram Paladin is broken. It needs to be nerfed. I'm like, y'all were saying it was terrible 4 months ago, so make up your mind, And it got some tools, but I don't. Again, there's counters to the Libram Paladin. Obviously, the new Mozaki OTK mage beats the Paladin decks really bad. So I hate seeing it on the ladder. Some of the really fast druids with all the gibberlings. Oh my gosh. I crafted a golden gibberling because I opened one and I wanted to. Oh, gibberlings are so good and they're so cute. Have you seen the golden animation on gibberling?
Yes, shakes the.
Yeah, so
it shakes the cage that it's in.
It's not just shaking in the cage; it shakes the cage, and then it settles, and then it shakes it harder a second time.
Yeah,
and then it shakes it again, and it shakes it hard. So it's like it's not like a symmetrical animation where it just does it like a GIF over and over again. It actually has different kind of intensities to the shake. So I was really impressed by the art on that one. And I'm impressed with the art, especially the golden art on all the cards. They've just done a really good job. Normally, a lot of your golden art just has a little shimmer, a little shine. Maybe it has little lines to make it look like it's moving. But they're actually making sure that parts of the art are physically moving. And it's just, they've done a good job.
Yeah.
All across the board. Yeah. The voiceovers are amazing. Lots of really cool 90s references in there. The voices are good, period. So they've, this pandemic obviously hasn't kept them back from being able to get the voiceover work they need. The animations are great. There are a couple visual bugs that are kind of in the set. Have you seen any of those?
I have not yet. No.
So Polkelt shuffles your deck into the order of most expensive to least expensive. If you're playing it, the animation doesn't seem off. But if your opponent plays it, it shuffles your deck instead of theirs. Now, it does shuffle their deck, just the animation looks like it's your deck. So obviously they only did the animation on one side and forgot to code it to tell it to do it for the opponent when the other player's playing it. So just small little visual bugs, nothing major that you would expect in something during a time like this where most people are working from home and might not have all the tools and access to the servers they need. So overall, I'm floored. So you said you've played Druid. Is there any other decks that you're really liking?
Yeah, in fact, the deck we're going to be playing tonight on the show, I've played about 3 or 4 games with it today. I just built the deck this morning and played some games with it this afternoon, and I'm like 3-1 or 4-1 with it now. I'm having a blast with it. It's helped me climb pretty well. That is Soul Warlock.
Yeah, we're calling it Soulcron because
Soulcron,
it's a Galakrond Soul Fragment Warlock. So I play it. I've not had a lot of success, but again, I am up in Legend.
Yeah.
Around 3,000 rank. So up there where I'm seeing a lot of stuff.
See, I'm right on the cusp of bronze and silver. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
working really well for me.
So you're just getting started. Obviously,
Yeah.
the your rank doesn't really dictate who you're playing, but
Right.
uh, so
I
it's
am.
working.
I'm just
That's
getting
good.
started for the month, but let me tell you, I think one of the big shining stars for this set is returning players.
Yes.
So my son, who is 17 years old, is a off and on Hearthstone player. He's really more of a fan of FPS type games than he is card games. But this set has him more excited about Hearthstone than I've seen in a really long time.
Oh
Since
yeah.
since the set launched, he has been playing Spell Damage Mage and Aggro Rogue, and he is
Wow.
just absolutely loving everything about Hearthstone right now.
Yeah, I've noticed that your son Hathril in our Discord channel normally isn't very active in the Hero Power Discord.
Mm,
He's in there obviously because he's part of the community with us. But when they started revealing cards, he was posting the cards faster than I could,
yeah, he was really excited
and
about
he
this
was
set.
talking about every set. And he actually found today, getting a little bit off topic, a Easter egg that was revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have kind of complained that Mr. Bigglesworth's not a card. They put him in battlegrounds, but in standard play and constructed play, there's no reference to Mr. Bigglesworth, where he's kind of a staple in the lore of Kel'Thuzad. And if you don't know, Mr. Bigglesworth is Kel'Thuzad's pet cat.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Siamese-looking cat. We got an article here that somebody actually found an Easter egg where you can get Mr. Bigglesworth as a token, a 0-mana 1/1 beast token. It's obviously not anything that's really going to be exploited to much like competitive
Right,
play or
right.
anything.
So basically, how do you get it? You have to have Headmaster Kel'Thuzad
Uh-huh.
and at least a few cat cards. So, Alley Cat, Springpaw, the new Mana Feeder, Pantara. Any cards depicting cats should work.
Yeah.
But again, this has just recently been discovered, and we don't have a full list yet. But playing one of those triggers Kel'Thuzad's special voice line where he goes, "Kitty, kitty," and that's when that's how you're on the right path to eventually getting a Mr. Bigglesworth token card in your hand.
So Hearthstone Top Decks has an article on this, and we'll link it in the show notes. So they have a video that shows him that you play a cat. I think it was the new Panthara, the 2-mana 2/3, and he says "kitty kitty," and then they continue to play cats in the hand, and then you don't hear, and there's no voiceover, no nothing. And then when his board was fully filled with cats and Kel'Thuzad, on the 7th minion he put down, a 0-mana 1/1 Mr. Bigglesworth beast pops into his hand. And then I think there's a voiceover to recognize that Mr. Bigglesworth is in your hand. The video is in the link.
Yeah.
It's really neat, and I'm just really surprised how fast people figure this out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's also really kind of cool that they hid an Easter egg like that in the game.
Yeah, and what my point is that Hathorl's been getting so much into it, he actually found that article.
Yeah, but did you see who the tweet in the article was from?
No.
Our good friend Ben Hearthstone.
Oh, that does not surprise me. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it, Ben Hearthstone. Big shout out to Ben Hearthstone. He supported this show and myself on Twitter for a very, very long time. So it's a lot of fun to see our community members out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. I don't know, man. This set might be the best.
Okay, so we've talked about what I've been playing. I know and we talked about you've played like 245 games.
49.
49 games. What are your favorite decks so far that you personally have played?
So Libram Paladin has been my favorite deck for the last
What
couple
changes were there to Libram Paladin with the release of Scholomance?
just more buffs to kind of abuse the other buffs from the Librams, and then the to me the best card to come out of Paladin is Braggart. It's a 2-mana 1/1 that gets power, and his health and his attack are the highest that's on the board. So because you have such undercosted buffs that have stipulations, there's a 5-mana spell that gives a minion +8/+8, but it can't attack. It can only attack minions that turn. Well, you play that on a minion, and then for 2 more mana, all of a sudden the other minion, even if you do it on a hero-powered dude, that's a 9-mana combo that gives you 2/9/9 minions.
Right.
Totally worth it to me.
Yeah.
And it's just the amount of sustain along with the heal that you get in a minion-based combat style game plan. If you're facing against another mid-range or especially a tempo deck, you can never get tempo away from the Libram Paladin because they're constantly going to have tempo because they're going to put out more numbers with the stats than you and just outvalue you.
Mm-hmm.
However, cards like Devolving Missiles just wrecks Paladin because you hit a big buffed up 2-mana minion with the Devolving Missiles. Next thing you know, it's Desk Imp. So it's there are definitely counters to it. Now, the other decks I'm liking, I'm playing an Antonidas OTK Mage, and basically the idea with that is you use the I think it's Questing Explorer. I could be getting the name wrong. It's 2-mana 3/2 that if you have a quest, it gives you a coin.
Oh yeah. I believe that's correct.
And as long as you have 1 coin, you can pull off the combo of getting 4 1-mana copies of Sorcerer's Apprentices in your hand with the Potion of Illusion, and then you play it Antonidas and those 4 with a coin, and then you can just endlessly fireball. So that's they call it Exodia.
Right.
I call it OTK. It's 1 Tony kill because it's Antonidas.
Right.
We playfully call him Tony.
Yeah.
And then I like the spell damage OTK, which is using Mozaki, and you cast a bunch of spells, and then all of a sudden your arcane missiles are doing 19 points of damage, your frost bolts are doing 17 and 19 points of damage, and they're free because you have Sorcerer's Apprentices on the board. I tend to lean towards combo style decks, so I do like that. I do like the aggressive druid with the gibberlings, where you just get a bunch of gibberlings on the board on turn 1 or 2 and buff them up.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to deal with that. In Wild, I was able to emulate the Holy Rash Shivala combo, but I used Polkelt to make it more consistent, and that has been working. I haven't found a build that I really like yet.
Yeah.
And then a deck that I just picked up this morning, and I've only played 13 games with it, is the Big Warrior. Have you seen this deck?
I've heard about it. I've seen some screenshots of people playing it, but I've not watched any video or actual play of it yet.
So one of the biggest things that I'm seeing is, like, I was playing a Demon Hunter, and I got a big turn where I ended up getting 2 Rattlegores out. So they invested their entire board to clear 1 Rattlegore, and then the smaller Rattlegore popped out of it. They gave me the oops emote and then conceded.
Wow.
They just either didn't pay attention that Rattlegore was going to pop out as I think it was good at that time. It was going to be an 8/8.
Yeah.
So he vested everything into clearing it and then realized
now I have to deal with an 8/8. Yeah.
So it's really, it might be a surprise factor deck right now. So which means when people start figuring it out, it won't be as good. But honestly, there's a lot of really good
But I mean,
tools in it.
that goes back to what we talked about a few shows ago. People don't run silence. How do you deal with Rattlegore consistently?
Yeah, in Demon Hunter, they printed a new silence that's really effective, and nobody seems to be using it. It worked great against Paladin. It worked great against this big uh,
Warrior.
Rattlegore,
Yeah.
big warrior deck. The only deck that's hard to tech, in my opinion, the only deck that's really hard to tech against right now is the Mozaki OTK Mage. Because once they get 9 mana, and all they have to have in their hand is Mozaki, 2 Sorcerer's Apprentices, and like some cheap spells, anything under 2 cost, they can just go off.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been. I mean, I think Priest has a way to deal with it, but do you really want to just play Priest to counter the Mozaki Mage when there's so many other decks that beat the Priest right now?
Right.
Alucia is good. I didn't think she was going to be like drop down great. She does counter some of these combo decks, but ultimately, it's all about timing, and you have to be really good at timing that Alucia, or she might as well not be in your deck. So
yeah,
there's just so I could literally sit here for 2 hours and talk about different decks.
I know. We've got some other stuff we need to talk about tonight before we get to playing this tonight's Galakrond Soul Fragment Warlock, which I'm excited about because, like I said, I've had a lot of fun with it.
I'll just say this: I have us decks from this set to play for the next 27 weeks.
Holy cow!
At least.
Okay. We may have to trim some of those down. I think we have another expansion coming out before then.
I think you're right.
All right. So overall, how do you feel like this release weekend compares to past set release weekends?
So I just from somebody who decided to not stream so much. I did do a co-op stream that had some technical difficulties, but I didn't do a lot of streaming. I wanted to actually sit back as more of a player and see what other people were doing. And everybody was streaming. Your small streamers, your big streamers, everybody was streaming Hearthstone. And most of them were streaming the new content.
Right.
Whether it was pack openings or it was deck building streams or it was actual play, people were just... And it wasn't just the people that... obviously we're going to see Regis Kilbin out there streaming because that's what he does. That's his job. We were seeing people in the community, Dragon Rider, Venga Dragon is doing a good job streaming. A Guy Grumpy were really putting in extra hours they normally don't put in to create content. And to me, when you have your streaming community, who some of them took a big break at the end of this expansion cycle with Ashes. I know Ridiculous Hat took a little bit of a break because he had some stuff going on, but he came back strong with this new set, and they seem to really enjoy themselves. They're 8-hour stream sessions. Some of them turned into 10-hour stream sessions because they forgot what time it was. They were having so much fun, they went long and didn't realize it.
I will tell you, on launch day, I watched about 5.5 hours of Regis's stream.
Oh my gosh.
Had a blast.
I'm telling you, go over to YouTube, check out Regis Kilbin on YouTube. He puts a lot of his games on there. Obviously, check out his stream. I'm a huge supporter of his.
Yeah.
But,
it was funny. It was funny though because, I don't watch a lot of Regis live. I mostly watch him on YouTube, and so watching him live that day play, and he's he had a hop train going, and he's like, I'm totally not paying attention to this game. I'm probably gonna lose. I need to notate this one is not going on the YouTube channel.
the thing is he hit a record time hype train. I think he hit the level 5 hype train, which is the max, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
In like maybe just over a minute.
Yeah.
And he was just flabbergasted by that. And of course, it doesn't allow him to turn those streaming sessions, that section of the stream, into a YouTube video because of all the alerts and stuff going off. which is what he jokes about. But that's another thing. It's not just the streamers; it's the viewers.
Yeah,
You're having hundreds more viewers, and I don't know if you knew, stream drops got turned on.
I did not until last night.
I got 4 packs.
Wow.
And none of the channels had the stream drops icon, and evidently it was an accident. Which makes me think there's an event going on Twitch here pretty soon that might be planned by Play Hearthstone. So pay attention to Play Hearthstone website. They may have an event going on Twitch pretty soon. That'll be neat to find out if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But this is probably the most active, and it might be part of the pandemic. People are stuck at home. It's a new set. While things are starting to get back to normalcy for some people. Some people are going back to work. So maybe that's what's building this hype up. But I like it. And I hope it stays strong into what they call Phase 3 of Hearthstone's release. Obviously, we have to still go through Phase 2 with the possible new game mode that's been teased. And then going into Phase 3 with a new set and other things that are in that Year of the Phoenix roadmap.
Yeah. Which, let's kind of talk about a little bit. So that roadmap has some other stuff on it we haven't seen just yet, and that includes the new game mode, which is confirmed, still on its way.
Yep.
There will be more details on these exciting developments in the month to come. So, according to this Play Hearthstone blog, we could know more about the new game mode in the next 30 to 45 days.
Yeah, I think it'll probably come along either just before or just after the solo content. I'm guessing it'll probably come just before the solo content, kind of like what they did with Battlegrounds, because that solo content's been demanding more and more time to get rolled out. So we're kind of been seeing it take a little longer than the normal 4 weeks from launch time. So it's possible that this new game mode, which on Phase 2 we have a new card expansion, which we just got, card mechanics, which of course are in this expansion, tavern brawls, which I'm sure we'll see some new tavern brawls. That's kind of per the norm. Battlegrounds, which we've seen Battlegrounds changes already.
We got a new character in Mr. Bigglesworth.
A seasoned event, which is probably to come. I don't think they'd count this most recent one, the back to school, as a seasoned event. Then balance updates, and again, these aren't necessarily in this order. But then new game mode is listed here. And then new solo experience. So the new solo experience is listed after the new game mode. And then finally, a Battlegrounds feature.
Correct.
So they had a Battlegrounds. Didn't they have a battle? Yeah, they had a Battlegrounds feature.
They had Battlegrounds updates, which, is just general, like new characters and heroes and stuff, which we just saw with the introduction of Mr. Bigglesworth. But they're also predicting more features for Battlegrounds, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of different changes. So based on this, we might hear the new game mode in 3 to 4 weeks, or hear about it at least.
Yeah.
I know they've teased that it's supposed to use your entire collection, which would include, they didn't say wild cards, but entire collection should include wild cards.
Yeah.
So.
And then that's just the end of Phase 2. We still have a third set to be released in December with Phase 3. Now, in Phase 3, we have all of those things that you just talked about, but there's 3 spell-locked icons. We still don't know what they are. So there's new stuff to come. Plus, in Phase 3...
there's one thing in Phase 3 that's not in Phase 2 that I caught before, but I didn't think about.
Yeah, which is achievements and progression. So that kind of leads us into our next topic, which was brought to our attention by Mattatarms. So as always, huge shout out and thank you to Matt for catching this. But
yeah, and I want to remind people that Mattatarms is still a cast member of Hero Power. He just does pretty much all of our behind the scenes. He brought us the deck this week. He brought us a lot of news. He does a lot of behind the scenes work for the show, and we wouldn't be Hero Power without him. So thank you. Big shout out to Mattatarms.
That's right. So achievements and progression in phase 3. Today, or last night, about 18 hours ago, there was an article posted to Out-of.Card's website stating Blizzard adding a battle pass to Hearthstone ? Apparently, they have received insight into a survey that Blizzard sent out to some players asking about the possibility of a Hearthstone battle pass. So this new addition to the game would potentially replace rewards from daily quests, achievements, and simply winning games with a system based on experience. There are both a free version of this battle pass and a paid version of this battle pass that have been discussed, and they are some pretty interesting rewards, including alternate art cards that are included in this discussion. So
yeah, as well as an alternate art coin.
Yes, yeah. So let's talk.
Cool.
Let's talk about battle passes in general.
Yeah.
First, so if you're not familiar what a battle pass is, battle passes are something that have really gained momentum in the last year and a half to 2 years in the video game communities. They started, I don't know exactly who was first, but games like Fortnite have a battle pass, Minion Masters has a battle pass, Magic the Gathering Arena has a battle pass, and the way they work is as you complete games, as you play games, you get experience on this experience bar. When you gain so much, you get a reward. Now,
yeah, and it's a good thing to note in the free to play games like Minion Masters and to a point Magic Arena, you don't have to invest any money.
Correct.
In the game, it's just time playing the game that would normally do anyways.
That's what Blizzard is hinting at with this survey. Is so basically what they're saying is, hey, you could see rewards up through level 100. So as you gain experience, you'll gain levels. As you gain levels, you'll earn rewards. Now, there is, as we talked about, the possibility of a paid version of this. Now, in Magic the Gathering, they do what's called a mastery pass, where you pay like $20 and you get access to a second experience bar that runs parallel with your free to play experience bar, and it rewards you additional prizes for reaching these levels in experience.
Yeah, and it's important to note that if you pay for the battle pass, you will get the free rewards as well as the paid rewards.
Correct.
So you'll get, in a sense, it's almost double the rewards. It's not exactly double. I think the examples that were given by Out-of.Cards, it's like slightly more than the free pass.
Yeah, and let's be honest, battle passes in all these other games have shown to be extremely good at keeping players engaged in the game.
Yeah, because you want to play every day.
You want to earn those prizes. So what types of prizes are we talking about? Well, it just so happens there was a graph. I've got it pulled up on the screen for the viewers who are watching on YouTube or on our website, heropowerhs.com. But if you're listening on audio, we'll talk through it. So examples of prizes. I'm just going to go through the first 10 levels. As a free-to-play player, when you reach level 1, you'll get all your expansion launch rewards. That's 0 experience needed, You just log in and play.
So it's just like if they were to give you a free legendary like they did with this set, Scholomance
Correct.
Academy,
That's
you would
exactly
get
right.
you would get the free legendary
Yeah.
because that's the launch
If
rewards.
you play games and earn 500 experience points, you'll reach level 2 and get another expansion pack of the latest expansion. Play games, earn 500 more experience, reach level 3, get another expansion pack. At level 4, a third expansion pack. Now at level 5, you'll get an expansion pack from a prior standard set. But then at level 6, you'll get 70 gold. At level 7, you'll get another expansion pack from the latest expansion. At level 8, 70 gold. Level 9, 70 gold. Level 10, another pack from a previous expansion. Now, that's not all. You can also earn arena tickets, epic cards. At level 25, you'll get a random legendary card. So now keep in mind, this is all speculation. These are all subject to change.
And it's one thing to note, the paid rewards on here are only every 5 levels.
That's correct.
Up to level 50. So just looking at these rewards, I noticed something. The level 1 0 XP reward for paid is on this example from Out of Deck Cards, which is speculative, is Battlegrounds perks, non-disenchantable golden legendary, and a 5% XP boost.
Mm-hmm.
What if you bought the mega bundle like you did this set? What was it, $80, $79.99 US?
Mm-hmm.
What if it came with the paid battle pass instead of coming with battle? You know, because right now it comes out with Battlegrounds perks, arena tickets, that kind of stuff. So maybe you get theoretically, you could get the Battlegrounds pass, the paid version of it, just for pre-ordering the set.
Yeah.
If you do that already, there's no loss here.
Right. Now, there is one thing I want to point out about the paid rewards that they're theoretically showing here, and that's at level 5, you get a hero skin, Jaina tier 1.
I don't know what that means.
And then at level 25, you get hero skin, Jaina tier 2.
Also, 15 is hero skin Rexar tier 1.
Yep. And at level 30, it's Rexar tier 2. At level 40, it's Jaina tier 3. And at 45, it's Rexar tier 3. They're talking about having upgradable hero skins that change art based on what level you are in the paid rewards. I think that's really cool.
Looking at the theoretical chart, at level 50, the free reward pass gives you a hero skin choice. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of hero skins that you had to earn a certain way or purchase. You will have a choice of getting some of those according to this. And then the paid reward gets an alternate coin art.
Yes. Yeah, that I think is really cool. Alternate coin art.
The only thing that makes me curious is, obviously, these are really cool, and it's supposed to last for an expansion set, so for 4 months. They're going to have to come up with new ideas and new art every 4 months. Because if you earn the last 4 months, you're going to want new stuff for the next 4 months. So this is a lot more work they're putting into this. This is exciting if this is something that actually happens.
Yes, yeah, I find it very exciting, and it's got me excited. Like I said, I'm already excited for this set, but now I'm excited for what could be coming in December.
It's safe for me to say right now that during all this, and I know I keep bringing it up, the pandemic and all the changes that's happened in the world, let alone the United States, that Blizzard and Team 5 specifically are working their butts off.
They are.
And I know there's been a lot of, and we're not going to get into it in detail in the show, a lot of bad blood and bad news that's come out about the gaming industry and even Blizzard itself how they're not paying their employees well enough, and this, that, and the other thing. But when it comes down to Team 5 developing Hearthstone, they're obviously they obviously have a love for the
They are
community
very
and the game
passionate
itself,
about what they do.
and they are doing a good job just from the content we're seeing, all this news that we're hearing about the set and what on the roadmap, and all the love they've been showing to the community, the content creators, streamers. Uh, uh, I know they've been reaching out to lesser known streamers recently, and they've done a good job with it. So I just want to close all of that discussion with, I think the Team 5 is doing a great job. I do put a lot of money into this game, and if they keep showing me that this is the level of attention they're going to give it, then I will be supporting this new feature in a monetary fashion, as long as it looks like it's being portrayed here.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, you have to do all this for your rewards." Well, right now you probably play just as much, if not more, than what this would require, and you're getting what, 50 to 60 gold for a quest.
Yeah.
And then you might hit your 100 gold cap in a day.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. So I think in the long run, over 4 months, this is a great deal. I hope it's even close to how it's being portrayed by Out of Dot Cards. And man, I'm already excited for the set. I'm super excited for what's to come the rest of this year.
Yeah, let me just give you a quick breakdown that Out of Dot Cards did on what your total rewards would be if you reach rank 100 or reach level 100. As a free player, you'll get 18 additional packs of the latest expansion and 14 packs from a prior expansion. You'll get 4 free arena tickets, 2 legendary cards, 2 epic cards, a hero skin, an expansion-related card back, and almost 4,000 gold just for reaching level 100.
3,990 gold.
Yeah, and then if you're a paid member, you get all of that we just said, plus a non-disenchantable golden legendary, 2 upgradable hero skins that we talked about. You'll get the 20% XP boost, the alternate art coin. You'll get an additional 17 packs of the latest expansion, an additional 14 packs of the prior expansions, 4 more arena tickets, 2 more legendary cards, and 2 more epic cards. I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's just calculating up to level 100.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to stop getting your regular rewards, and the cap is going to be at level 150. So every level above 100, you'll get an extra 25 gold.
Yeah.
Up to 150, and that's where it caps off. So you can get an additional 1,250 gold just if you're one of those grinders that literally plays every single day like I do.
Right. So I'm really excited. This announcement just gets me even more excited for the future of Hearthstone. So, all right, let's talk about this week's Tavern Brawl. This week's Tavern Brawl is Valera's Bag of Burgled Spells. This is a Tavern Brawl we have seen before. Valera has stolen spells from every class and filled your deck with them. Each of those spells will summon a random minion of the same cost when played. So, have you done it yet?
I forgot Tavern Brawl existed until I was doing show notes this morning. And I went, oh my gosh, I haven't done the Tavern Brawl. I totally forgot that it even dropped on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Me too. And I high rolled everything, and my opponent low rolled everything. I felt really bad and dirty, but I won and done it, and got back to playing Libram Paladin.
All right. Well, that brings us to this week's deck list. And as we said earlier, this deck was provided to us courtesy of Mattatarms.
Yeah.
So this week's deck list is Galakrond. Whoop, that's the wrong deck list. I updated it on the other page, but not on this one. Give me just 1 second. All right, there we go. This week's deck list is Soulkrond, as it's being called. That's
what I'm calling it, at least.
Yeah. This deck list is 2 Plague of Flames, 2 Spirit Jailer, 2 Tour Guide, 2 Soul Shear, 2 Dark Skies, 2 Dragon Blight Cultist, 1 School Spirits, 2 Brittlebone Destroyers, 2 Devoted Maniacs, 2 Veiled Worshippers, 2 Shield of Galakrond, 2 Void Drinkers, 1 Kronk's Dragonhoof, 1 Galakrond the Wretched, 1 Sociologist Malicia, 2 Flesh Giants, 1 Twisting Nether, and 1 Alex Straza. So, Zerotio, tell us a little bit about this deck.
So first off, you said it wrong. It's supposed to be Soul Fragment. And if
Okay,
you get that reference, you're old. You're really old, like me. It's just a very good value Galakrond deck. Galakrond Warlock was good, but it was always felt like it was just had too few tools to compete with the metagame before the set came out. But when you put in the Soul Fragments, as well as a couple of the tools for your health changing, then you just outvalue your opponent. Mm-hmm. And I played against another Warlock that was playing a Sociologist Soul Fragment Warlock, but he wasn't running the Galakrond package, and I just outpaced him. He finally got rid of my last bit of my board, and then all of a sudden I throwed on Galakrond with 4 demons, and he was out of tools. And now you'll notice in this list we're only running 1 School Spirit. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people are saying you really want 2 School Spirits in it. I agree. You probably could cut something like Alex Straza if you're seeing a lot of board flood like Demon Hunter or like Tempo Demon Hunter. But if you're playing against other slower decks, you don't need 2 School Spirits. So Soul Shear kind of is that spot removal that you need. It isn't running the minion that does 3 damage. It's just running the spell. Obviously you had to cut something for the Galakrond package, and I think the right cards were cut here. Mattatarms did a good job finding this list. I'm not sure the exact originator or if he made it himself, but I like the list. I'm doing okay with it. I'm just over 50% win rate, and that might just be my rank where I'm at.
Right.
But you've had quite a bit of success with it.
I've had pretty good success with it. Like I said, I can't remember. I don't run deck trackers, so I can't remember if I've played 4 or 5 games with it now, but I'm either 3-1 or 4-1 with it. I do remember distinctly playing against a Zoolock early with this.
Oh, wow.
And they got out to a really early start, and I kept tapping until I tapped into a Dark Skies and was able to clear their board, and then managed to start getting down my Shields of Galakrond and just creating big boards, and eventually just overwhelmed them until they conceded. So this deck can hold its own against a small, quick, early burst.
That is something I figured out is if you're playing against a very aggressive deck, you kind of feel bad tapping. But the important thing is you need to tap to get to those tools so that you can start shuffling in those Soul Fragments. Because I had one opponent, he pretty much had me dead to rights. He set up a 2-turn lethal. I think I was down to 6 health or whatever. And he, emoted, well played, because he had me dead. So I draw a card, I draw Militia, I play my Militia, and I clear his board for the most part. I think there's still a few minions on there. He well plays me again, which told me, well, you must have something in your hand that's going to get you lethal. So even though I was like at 6 health, I decided to tap. I hit 4 fragments in a row.
Wow.
Putting me out of lethal range, and he ended up conceding. So you're never out with this deck because you're 1 tap away from gaining a bunch of health.
That's true. That's very true.
So it's one of those decks that if you're one of those that when you're in a position you think you're out, you go ahead and concede, You don't want to do that with this deck.
Yeah, you're not playing this deck correctly if that's the
because
case.
even if you're at 4 health, you might tap into all your soul fragments in a row.
Mm-hmm.
An important thing to remember is when you tap into a soul fragment, it heals you for 2 and then draws another card, which might draw another soul fragment, which draws another card, and it'll continue until it doesn't hit a soul fragment. So you might get just what you need to sustain yourself, and then all of a sudden you have enough pressure on the board they can't deal with you.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much going to be it for us. If you are joining us on Twitch or YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via the audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon over at patreon.com/HeroPower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power to tap into soul fragments. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, I guess
I play or are you playing?
I'm going to drive this week, if that's all right.
Oh, you're going to... Oh, man. Look at you.
Gotta get into... I am the Smug Senior, after all. I have to...
Turn your spectate on, because I know you don't have it on.
I should, but...
Nope. You don't have it on.
I don't know why. It's not like I'm playing in any THL games.
Because earlier you had your options up, and I saw it wasn't checked.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Excellent.
Of all the things, I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, but I can always remember little things I see like that. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. I am, like I said, I'm right at the edge of bronze. I'm bronze 3 right now, so a couple of wins will.
Hey, I can wait a week to show off my legend rank. It's all right.
What are you talking about? I'm driving for the next 27 weeks, baby.
No, please don't. I gotta have some cred here somewhere. The 1 month I get legend on day 2, and you're like, I drive it all month.
Yeah. All right, so we're looking at a shaman.
Ooh, shaman's got a couple variants that's out right now.
Yeah.
There's a token-based variant. There's a spell damage variant that's really, really good and can get out the gate really fast.
So
we're probably going to want board clears regardless which one we get.
So obviously I think we keep the Soul Shear and we keep the Dark Skies for sure. Now,
the main reason I want to keep Dark Skies is because we are on the coin.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's 1 extra damage for Dark Skies.
So do we want to keep Brittlebone Destroyer, or should we throw it back with the Alexstrasza?
We won't need it this early.
Okay.
We might be able to use it this early, but there won't be a big enough threat for us to get rid of.
So we're looking for Jailers. Oh, well, we drew another Brittlebone and Sociologist.
There is a small chance they can get out of early Squall Hunter, and if that's the case, we're way behind, and we might use the Brittlebone, but we lose that game, I think, anyways.
How about we draw a card on turn 1?
I like this. Yeah, let's just develop the tour guide. This card is sneaky good.
Yeah, it is.
And
there's our Jailer.
Do you remember the old Even Lock where you could tap on 1 to fuel up your Mountain Giants?
Yes.
It's very similar. You play the tour guide, tap on 1, and now you're reducing the Flesh Giants.
That's
so
true.
It's a similar style to a hand lock. And there is a hand lock list that I think Mattatarms gave me as well. And it plays a lot like that, where you're tapping aggressively.
Okay. All right.
Okay, they here powered on 2.
Yeah. So do we?
Part of me wants to Soul Jailer to start getting these fragments, but I really want to tap.
Okay, I'm down with tapping.
So we're probably going to want to coin out Shield of Galakrond. Now we just popped this for 1.
Okay.
I mean, punished if he gets Healing Totem, but if he gets Healing Totem, that means he uses Hero Power this turn, and
right.
I'm okay with that. So next turn we can Jailer and tap.
The Overconfident Ogre. So it's a 3-mana 1/6 with taunt. While at full health, has +2 attack. So
we technically can clear this board, but do we feel it's threatening enough to clear?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. The question is, do we clear the taunt or do we put a damage on it to reduce how much damage it's going to give us?
I think we just run the tour guide into it and maybe play the Jailer and tap.
Okay, I like the Jailer and tap, but I think we tap first so we don't draw into our Soul Fragment.
Okay.
This keeps us from drawing into the Soul Fragment right away because we have Militia in our hand.
Right.
So I like this. Like now, if we pop the 3/6, it's only a 1/5, and it's not going to clear our 1/3.
Correct.
And next turn we can coin out Shield of Galakrond. We can coin out Flesh Giant.
Yep.
And his play to that would probably be to try to Devolving Missiles it. I mean, the worst you can do is bring it down to a 5-drop, and we're already playing it as a 5-drop.
Okay, so is he going to trade in the Rush and the 1/5 to get rid of our Jailer?
So, Hench Clan Hogsteed is in his... This is a Murloc deck?
Okay.
I'm a little baffled now.
Okay.
This is fine, because we've got tools to deal with a board flood of Murlocs. So the question is, do we shield the Galakrond to have the 1/1s to also deal with these other...
Yeah, because he doesn't have enough board damage to clear it right now.
He doesn't. My other thought was a Flesh Giant, but I'd rather invest into having 3 minions instead of just 1.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we coin out the shield.
I agree.
We can still play the Flesh Giant next turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing about Tour Guide. Flesh Giant's 5 now. We could play the Tour Guide, tap for free, and then also play the Flesh Giant.
That's true, because it'll get reduced by 2.
It'll be reduced by 1.
Okay, by 1.
Because it's not how much you go down.
Gotcha.
It's just by
Okay.
each time you go down or up.
So let's see what they have. Oh, there's a Murloc Raider.
That is a main deck Raider.
And a Felfin Navigator. Okay.
This might be a Dark Skies turn. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's good. That reduces Flesh Giant.
Oh.
So if we won one of our 1/1s into his taunt, that's going to pop out a 1/1. So there's a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 health on the board. We can tap and Dark Skies and clear everything. But go face first.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is developing our Flesh Giant even cheaper.
Yeah, because next turn we could technically double Flesh Giant, but I don't think we'd want to do that in case he has Devolving Missiles.
Well, what's he going to devolve it down to?
Well,
They're
that's
8
true.
drops.
I mean, there's some pretty bad 7 drops.
There are, but still, don't have any taunt option. Okay, so here's our 2 positions. We either Galakrond, well, we can't Galakrond because we'll overdraw because we'll put our hand in. So I think I like the play of Tour Guide,
Yeah.
tap, and then we'll go from there. But I think we're going to double Flesh Giant. Yeah, let's just double. Put them on left and right. I don't think positioning matters, but I don't know if there's any Avalanche style cards left in Shaman.
Okay.
This is an aggressive deck. He didn't seem to come out very strong. Okay. Okay, he does clear a minion. So if we Militia, we only get 1
Right.
Because we only have one Soul Fragment.
That's correct. So we could go ahead and Soul Shear and add 2 more fragments to our deck. We actually have 2 Soul Shears that we could use to clear.
I don't hate... hold on a second. The problem is if we do double Soul Shear, we're hitting one of these with an 8/8, which I'm fine. Yeah, I like that. Does double Soul Shears the 2/1s? Trade in one to the only reason I'm trading a 1/1 with an 8/8 is because we are getting kind of low in health.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd play the Dragonblight Cultist. Just to give us more tools to trade with.
Right.
Because if he gets a Rockbiter weapon, that's 10 damage. So Rockbiter, Lava Burst.
We've also invoked twice, so the Veiled Worshipper is active too.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to play the... Oh, what? Is he conceding?
I think he's conceding.
He has to be. Why would he... That... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Okay, that's why. But truthfully, if he had a Rockbiter weapon and Lava Burst, that would have been lethal.
Yeah. All right. That's
This
game 1.
Deck did its job. We did get a timely... we hit one of the fragments, which probably kept us out of lethal.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would have been at 12. Even that hood.
Do I need to sing the Scholomance fight song again?
No, you don't. Ooh. Druid.
Yeah. So we need to make sure we've got something to deal with Druid. We don't have anything in our opening hand, and we're not on the coin. Do we just throw this whole thing back?
I like keeping the Dragonblight Cultist if it is Gibberling.
Okay. So
that's the only thing I like keeping.
And throw everything else back.
Yeah. And while it's still a little slow at turn 3, if he gets a big... Oh, yeah, Dark Skies.
There we go.
Pass.
Yep.
So, if it's Gibberling, we've got the Dark Skies to deal with it. If it's not, we have time. We don't want to develop too much on the board because we don't want him to rush the 5/4s in to draw a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Nature studies in both lists, so we don't know what it is yet. Oh.
Double nature studies.
Did he get the second studies off the first studies?
No.
He didn't. And then Worthy Expedition, which he got off studies? No, he didn't.
No.
Worthy Expedition's in his deck.
All right.
It leans towards the Gibberling list. Regardless, we tap.
Yeah, we're just going to Hero Power Pass.
Because Worthy Expedition, I don't think is in the Kel'Thas combo style Druid. The Animal Guardians Druid. Guardian Animals, whatever the card's name.
Yeah.
Wild Growth?
Yep.
Okay. Which he got off he got
off Nature Studies. Okay. So, Jailer Hero Power here?
Again, we want a Hero Power first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we don't tap into the fragments. Because I've done that and it feels bad. Because that's a fragment you could use with Militia later.
Right. We also have the Void Drinker in our hand for turn 5.
Which is another reason why we don't want to tap into those fragments anytime soon.
Yeah.
This is the Gibberling token list.
Okay.
I'm hoping he overcommits this turn and we can Dark Skies. If he doesn't, we're probably going to Dragonblight Cultist. Yeah, he didn't.
Okay.
I think we just Dragonblight Cultist. And then I think we value swing into one of these 1/2s to make the value trade of the 3/2 into the 1/3 not as valuable.
Okay.
A 1/1 could trade into that 1/1. Though likely he'll put it into the 4/1, but it makes him make that choice.
Right.
Probably going to Void Drinker this next turn. Whoa. Okay. He hero powered. He didn't power the wild, which he already powered wild for a minion. I think we might need the Dark Sky. Oh, we drew the other Dark Skies.
Yeah.
Okay, so two options here. We either Dark Skies to clear this, or we play the Drinker so hopefully he can overcommit.
So here's the thing. If we Dark Skies, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
No, it'll be 8 damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 8
it's
damage.
1 damage, and
it counts
then
itself.
It counts the cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't really count itself. This is an argument I got on Twitter with TJ. The text says does 1 damage plus 1 for every card.
Yeah.
So it's 1 plus 7 after you cast it.
So we're already
I think
21.
I think we Drinker, and then we trade the 1/2 into the 1/1 Dryad with Lifesteal, and then trade off one of our imps into one of the bees.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is, even if he has a buff, he has to go through a 7/8. He's going to be doing a lot of trading.
Right.
Even if he has a Power of the Wild, a second Power of the Wild, or even a Savage Roar.
Yeah, I was thinking Savage Roar.
So we're going to waste tools, and then if he develops on the back end with it, then we can Dark Skies after he's exhausted a lot of cards out of his hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there's a Wrath.
If he's Wrath
for 3.
for damage, this means he has a buff. Okay, so he has the buff. Gotcha. So he'll trade the 5/2 in. He might trade his face and a 3/1.
No. Okay. So now he's going to hit us for 11.
No, he'll hit us for 9 because he'll trade into this 1/1 because he doesn't want to value trade. Oh, he made another minion. That's actually good for us.
Yeah.
Which tells me he possibly has another buff spell in his hand.
So now's the time to Dark Skies.
No. School Spirits. We just drew School Spirits.
Yeah.
So we don't even need the Dark Skies. Question is, can we afford to tap? And I think we have to.
I think we can.
I don't think we can. I think we have to.
Yeah.
So if he develops heavy, we can Dark Skies. Actually, I think we even Dark Skies and Veiled Worshipper just for the 5/4 body.
Yeah.
We won't draw cards off of it, but that's fine. It feels bad to Dark Skies a 2/2. Oh no, we Soul Shear it.
We Soul Shear.
Soul Shear. And then I think we just drop the Veiled Worshipper just to have a 5/4 body in the way.
Okay.
Because we need to start applying pressure with him having no tools.
Right.
And here soon we're going to need the Galakrond just for the 5 health. Oh, this is great. Twisting Nether? The problem with Twisting Nether is he's going to do this again next turn, which might make us have to double Dark Skies.
Yeah, that's true.
But we can't really dance around that, to be honest. I think we have to Twisting here.
Okay.
And there is another... Okay, so if he plays the other one, we can Dark Skies, see if what survives. Oh no, there's the answer. So we Soul Shear 1. No, we can't do that.
No, we need to Dark Skies first.
We would need only 1 to survive. We would have to Dark Skies tap, Soul Shear tap, and then Dark Skies.
Okay.
Which we can do. We'd be at 7, and I don't think he'd have to have Swipe Savage Roar to beat us at that point.
Okay.
Or double Swipe. And I don't know if this runs swipe. Tap. I would have loved to tap into Soul Fragments, but yeah, Dark Skies.
And that's it.
So hopefully, I would love if he. Oh, the Forest Aid wasn't even in his deck. That was also a tool off of
Nature Studies, yeah. So he's going to Nourish to draw.
Nourish for cards.
He's digging for answers.
Yep. Wait. Is this Questioner without the quest?
Huh.
Fragment. Yes.
All right. So, do we Devoted and double Flesh Giant here?
Devoted and double Flesh Giant. Devoted, we clear the
Actually,
2/1.
we could Brittle Bone to clear one and double Flesh Giant.
Yeah, we could do that. If we clear one, though, I want to clear the Crystal Merchant.
Okay.
Just because it's draw. And yeah, double Flesh Giant. This is presenting a counter attack.
Yeah.
What's that? 19 damage on the board. Not quite lethal. We haven't gotten a lot of our Galakrond. Sometimes this is how it goes. You either don't draw your Galakrond stuff or you don't draw your Soul Shear stuff. So we've gotten the Soul Fragments this turn.
Summoning an eagle. That's good.
So he has buffs in hand.
Okay. So we can clear one of those with, if he doesn't buff it this turn, we can clear one with the Devoted Maniac.
We can, but is this a turn we want a Galakrond? Is that going to go face? Or do you do that just to clear the 3/3? He summons again. He doesn't use the Power of the Wild for buffing.
Yeah.
He's going face. He's going face.
Yeah. He's just going to try to burn us
please,
down.
Alexstrasza off the top.
Soul Fragment.
Soul Fragment.
All right.
So we can run the 3/3 into the 4/3.
That's the obvious play.
Wait, our health changed?
Yes, we drew the Soul Fragment.
Soul Fragment, that's
gained
right.
health.
So we can use the Bristlebone.
Yeah. We could Brittle Bone to kill one,
And then
Devoted to kill
Maniac
one,
for the
and then
other.
clear and go face.
I like that.
Okay.
We're at 6, though. We're dangerously low.
Yeah.
I'm really wanting to find a time to Galakrond.
Well, we just upgraded Galakrond
Yeah,
to tier 2.
yeah. You got to clear this. And now we are presenting counter lethal.
Yes.
But we lose a swipe. No, we don't lose a swipe. We lose a swipe and a buff and a Saboteur, which we would have lost that anyways. Nope. I don't think we lose. I think we win. Yeah.
Did.
See, he was trying to stick minions for the Soul of the Forest. That's what he was doing. He was trying to stick for... We win. Boom. Man. I don't think he's running an optimal list. I didn't see... Did you see other nature studies? Was there... I didn't see any Gibberlings.
No.
This almost looked like he cut the quest and a couple other choose one effects and put in nature studies, and maybe some Gibberlings are in there. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, 2-0, just like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's going to carry you up quick.
Got a few packs to open there. Gonna see what we get here.
In before you get a legendary. In before you get a golden legendary.
Runic Carvings.
I've had that. So I did play against one quest druid, and they played that, and it does come out as 7 treants, 3 of them with rush.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Pretty good, especially when you have 4 mana to them do on turn 10 to do other things with.
Yeah. All right.
You get Soul of the Forest on turn 10 with it. Epic.
Hey, my first Crowless Bark Stripper. Now
Nice.
I'm 1 card closer to building Highlander Hunter.
You got the bar stripper.
Yeah.
I mean bark stripper.
Right?
So right now I'm seeing 2 Highlander Hunter lists. One's kind of the classic dragon package, and another one is a beast Highlander Hunter that kind of leans into the beast synergies.
Right.
Now it has Shando in there that can buff your beasts in your deck.
That's the one I was seeing.
Or you can Shando with Bran to have 2 8/8 charges.
Yeah. So
2 King Crushes.
all right.
So it's like it's flexible that way.
Yeah. Well, that's I think that's gonna do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube and check that little bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content. If you are interested in checking out our Patreon, head on over to patreon.com/heropower. For as little as $1 a month, you too can be a member of our Hero Power Discord community.
And I'm going to just throw in there, if you have a new deck that you don't see real prominent and you want somebody to try it out on the on our show, send it over to heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to check it out and possibly play it on the show. Feel free to tweet it to us with a link with a link to the deck on something like Hearthstone or Out of Dot Cards over at HeroPower_cast. Or if you are a patron, like Avanties just described, just toss it in our deck list channel in our Discord for our patrons. We have deck lists popping in and out of there all the time, and they're really good. And if you need deck lists, it's a good source too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Until next week, good gaming.
Bye, guys.